To do good deeds naturally and without seeking anything in return is to live out the true essence of life. Death is in the future. Life is now. The future is a continuation of the present, and the present is a continuation of the past. The key to breaking the connection between past and future and transforming it lies in the now. That is why, when life is not ready and yet has already begun, we must take the scalpel of the soul and cut away the ego. The ego is a malignant tumor. It is the most terrifying growth. It brings misfortune and suffering into your life, trapping you within the three realms, unable to break free. It is the root cause of being bound in the endless cycle of birth and death across lifetimes. Use all the skillful means I have shared to reflect on your own habits. Where there is a gap, that is where your ego hides. That is where your crooked mind lies. Where your unwholesome tendencies operate. Those are the roots of your sufferings. You don't need to deceive yourself. You can deceive yourself and you can deceive others, but deceiving others is truly meaningless, and deceiving yourself is even more so. Why seek silent understanding or hidden alignment? It is for the coolness of life, for the blissful realm of existence to be revealed, for freedom and ease in life, for avoiding misfortune and attracting blessings, and for breaking the bondage of karmic pathways. When your karmic pathway dissolves, your world becomes a pure land, a Buddha realm. Crooked and unwholesome minds, as I discussed in the previous topic, all crooked minds must be confronted. You must compare and reflect. Only then can you observe. Only through comparison can you realize where the gaps between your habits and emptiness lies, where your crooked mind is hiding. Once you clearly see where it hides, you can begin to unravel it layer by layer through mindfulness. In that process of observation, your life will begin to transform. Those negative karmic ties will gradually lose their grip on you. Your body and your fate will undergo incredible change. We must deeply examine our own unwholesome minds. It is not enough to say, I never gossip or I never argue with others. That means nothing. More meaningful is to ask, do I harbor discontent or resentment? Do I feel jealousy, anger, or judgment? Do I think, I forgive you, I won't hold it against you? Even the thought, I won't hold it against you, still contain elements of holding grudges. Forgiving is not the same as understanding. True understanding means you no longer even remember the harm. If you genuinely understand, you will forget the resentment and even forget the good deeds you've done. You won't dwell on how kind you've been to others, nor will you cling to the harm others caused you. If you still remember what hurt you, it is because your memory retains the event. But you might no longer feel hatred. If you do still feel that hatred, then it is an unwholesome mind, a karmic seed, a seed that attracts negative karmic conditions to strike back at you. So we must have deeper inner dialogue with ourselves. Use comparison to reveal the unwholesome self and observe it mindfully. See through it and you will find freedom. If you still embrace the ego and its crooked, unwholesome minds because they bring you pleasure, then yes, embrace them. But if they lead to your downfall, to your suffering, if they are the reason you're stuck in hell, purgatory, or the abyss, Why would you embrace them? If you still hold on to them, it means you haven't fully felt the pain, haven't truly seen the root cause of your suffering. Once you see it clearly, there's no need to ask how to avoid pain. In the cold of winter, a fire brings warmth. It feels good, but wouldn't you put your hand into the fire and let it destroy you? Of course not, because you can see it clearly. If you do burn yourself, it means your vision is clouded, you're in a haze. So only through deep self-awakening can you attain good fortune, happiness, joy, calmness, purity, liberation, and ease. If a person acts with calculation and expectation, whether the act is good or bad, the consequences will return to them. If you do good hoping for reward, or do it hoping others will notice, even if you do good anonymously, thinking God knows, then the blessings from that good deed are limited. You only do good when you're calculating. When you're not calculating, you stop doing good. This means you are forcing yourself to be good. But forced goodness leads to fatigue, just like clenching a fist. How long can you hold it? Eventually, you will tire and relax your grip. So that is not the natural state of life. When you force yourself to do good, you will get good fortune, but it will run out. When the luck runs out, misfortune arrives. So good deeds done with calculation or expectation carry very limited power. They offer little chance for wisdom or spiritual connection. The truest good comes when you don't even realize you're doing good, when you simply respond to life without ego, treating others kindly, thinking of others often, and your heart is as vast as the sky, without any trace of selfishness. You naturally feel compassion for all beings you interact with, whether people or animals. Even when you speak, you wonder, will my words hurt someone's pride or cause emotional pain? You don't speak to win favor, sell something, or build a relationship for later use. A compassionate heart thinks of others often. You park your car considering those before and after you, leaving space to make it easier for others. If you see a stone or nail on the road, you move it so it doesn't injure someone or puncture a tire. You throw broken glass into the bin simply because you can't bear to see others harmed. When your loved one often loses their temper, you think they must be under a lot of stress. You stop provoking them. You recognize their temperament, their pressure, maybe their illness, even depression or bipolar disorder. You assume maybe I was careless and said something that triggered them. You stop caring who is right or wrong. You simply feel genuine compassion, understanding, and kindness. This is how you connect with emptiness. Find your innocence, your goodness, and reveal it. It is the most effective and skillful path. You must reflect and remember, clinging to any truth or viewpoint is ego. Believing you possess the absolute truth is just the ego masking as righteousness. No matter how fair or justified your reasoning seems, if it stems from ego, it is unwholesome and crooked. One who has touched their inner emptiness gradually lets go of all disputes over right and wrong. What remains is only an outpouring of love and compassion. They constantly observe their heart. Is my love vast enough? Is my kindness enough? They no longer measure who's right or wrong. This is the non-dual path that frees you from the mirror of karma and leads you to liberation. Only by walking this path can you escape all crooked and unwholesome minds. No more arguing, no more comparing, no more judging. What remains is infinite, wholehearted compassion. This is the true nature of our lives. That nature brings us good fortune, frees us from karma, and helps us transcend the three realms. Though we live in the three realms physically, we are no longer bound by them.